In the quiet town of Pleasantville, the Inman family painted a picture of devout perfection. Nestled in the heart of this serene town, the Inmans were the epitome of an all-American family. Their lives seemed to be intertwined with the values that Pleasantville held dear: faith, community, and love. The Inman family was widely known for their strong religious beliefs. The patriarch John Inman was a deacon at the local church. His wife Mary led the choir, and their two children, Sarah and David, were active participants in the youth group. Their piety was not a Sunday-only affair. It was a lifestyle, a compass guiding their every action, every decision. Every Sunday the family could be seen walking down the picturesque streets of Pleasantville, dressed in their Sunday best, making their way to the town's church. Their punctuality was almost as renowned as their devotion. The sight of the Inmans, arm in arm, walking to church was a staple of Pleasantville life, a comforting ritual that reassured residents that all was right in their world. The Inmans were not just attendees, but pillars of the church community. They hosted Bible study groups, organized charity drives, and were always ready to lend a helping hand to their fellow parishioners. Their public image was unblemished. They were respected, admired, and even envied by many. The Inman family was Pleasantville's exemplar of a devout family, a beacon of faith in a world that often seemed so devoid of it. Yet this seemingly perfect picture was not all it appeared to be. The Inman's public persona was just that, a persona, a mask carefully cultivated and meticulously maintained. The reality was far from this idyllic facade. The town's perception of the family was a carefully crafted illusion, a mirage that hid the true nature of the Inmans. However, behind the closed doors of their charming home, a different reality lurked. As time passed, cracks started to appear in the Inman family's perfect facade. The first whispers of something amiss came not from the adults but from the children. Those cherubic faces that once radiated innocence and joy began to wear expressions of confusion and fear. Their laughter, once a common sound in the neighborhood, became rare, replaced by an unsettling silence. School teachers began to notice changes too. The once vibrant and engaged children became withdrawn, their academic performance dwindling. Their eyes, once sparkling with curiosity, now held a vacant stare. The children, who once actively participated in school events, now seemed to be mere spectators, shying away from any form of interaction. Even the family's steadfast religious practices began to waver. The Inman family, once the first to arrive for Sunday service, started to miss church. Their absence became more frequent, their excuses more vague. Friends and neighbors, initially sympathetic, began to sense something was off. The family that once stood as a pillar of the community seemed to be slowly withdrawing into a shell. The parents, Meister and Mrs. Inman, once jovial and sociable, began to show signs of strain. Their smiles seemed forced, their conversations curt, and their interactions with others minimal. They no longer hosted their famous Sunday afternoon lunches, their home no longer echoed with the laughter and merriment of guests. The vibrant social hub was now a quiet, almost desolate place. Gossip started to brew in the small town. Speculations and theories about the sudden change in the Inman family dynamic started to circulate. However, no one could guess the depth of the turmoil brewing within the walls of the Inman household. The town was soon to discover that the Inman family was not as they seemed. The truth about the Inman family began to emerge slowly, shocking the entire town. Like a dark cloud slowly covering a bright summer sky, the revelations came to light, casting a grim shadow over the seemingly perfect family. It all started with whispers, hushed conversations that gradually began to grow louder. A neighbor had noticed the unusually quiet demeanor of the Inman children, their lack of interaction with the other kids in the neighborhood. Then there were the school teachers who found it odd that the Inman children were always absent on certain days. They were good students, yes, but their sporadic absences were concerning. The whispers soon turned into concerns when a local grocery store owner reported an unusual incident. The youngest Inman child had come into the store, looking disheveled and scared. When approached, the child ran away, leaving behind a list of items that seemed too adult-like for someone his age. The concerns heightened when a school counselor reported that one of the Inman children showed signs of emotional distress. The child had spoken of strict house rules, punishments that seemed excessive for minor transgressions, and a fear of speaking out. Alarm bells started ringing, and it was clear that something was awry. The tipping point came when the eldest Inman child, a teenager, was found by a passerby late one night wandering the streets, bruised and scared. The passerby immediately contacted the authorities, who swung into action. The police and child protection services were brought in, and an investigation into the Inman family was launched. The authorities found evidence of abuse, manipulation, and control. The family that everyone thought was the epitome of decency was hiding a dark secret. The devout family that was seen at church every Sunday was not as holy as they appeared to be. The revelations would shake the foundations of the town's trust and make everyone question what they thought they knew. The Inman family case was a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that every picture-perfect family might be hiding a secret behind their closed doors. In the aftermath of the shocking revelations, the town and the Inman family would never be the same. The community had been shaken to its core, its once unblemished image of the Inmans shattered into a million pieces. The repercussions were deeply felt, as the town grappled with the reality of the darkness that had lurked within their midst. The Inman family, a once pious symbol in the community, was now the subject of whispers and pointed fingers. Their Sunday church pews sat empty, serving as a ghostly reminder of the facade that had been meticulously constructed over the years. The family members left to deal with the fallout faced a harsh reality. Their lives were forever marked by the scandal, their name tarnished. The children of the Inman family, innocent victims in this twisted tale, were left to grapple with the aftermath. They were thrust into the limelight, their personal lives dissected under the public eye. The trauma they endured was unimaginable, as they struggled to reconcile their familial experiences with the shocking revelations. The community, once blind to the Inman's hidden realities, was forced to confront its own blindness. The town's residents had to question the role they played in enabling such a facade to exist. This introspection led to a shift in community dynamics. Neighbors became more vigilant, less trusting, their innocence lost to the harsh reality of the Inman case. But with this harsh reality came growth. The community banded together to support the children, offering a safe haven in the midst of the storm. They rallied to ensure that such a tragedy would never happen again within their town. In their unity, they found strength, turning a tragic tale into a powerful lesson about the importance of vigilance and community support. The Inman family, once a symbol of perfection, had become a stark reminder of the hidden realities that can exist behind closed doors. But in the face of adversity, the town found a way to turn their shock and grief into a powerful force for change. They vowed to never let the perfect facade blind them again. The Inman family's story serves as a chilling reminder of the importance of vigilance and community. As we delve into the lessons that we can glean from this harrowing tale, we realize that life often presents us with narratives that are far more complex than they initially seem. We live in a society where we are often quick to accept the facade that people present to us. The Inman family, with their devout lifestyle and regular church attendance, seemed to be the epitome of a perfect family. But as we now know, the reality was far from this. This story serves as a stark reminder that we should never take things at face value. It's a call to action for all of us to look beyond the surface, to question, to seek the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Moreover, it highlights the role of community in safeguarding its members. We must remember that we are not mere spectators in the lives of those around us. We are participants with a responsibility to look out for one another, to be vigilant, and to take action when something seems amiss. In the case of the Inman family, the signs were there, hidden beneath the veneer of normalcy. It took a tragedy for these signs to be noticed, for the truth to be unveiled. We must learn from this. We must be more observant, more involved, more caring. We must make it a point to check on our neighbors, our friends, our family members, not just when they are in crisis, but as a regular act of community and compassion. The Inman family's tale is a tragic one, but it's also a story of awakening. It's a wake-up call to all of us, urging us to be more mindful, more empathetic, and more proactive in our interactions with those around us. It's a call to be more human. The Inman family's tale, though tragic, serves as a reminder that not everything is as it seems, and that we must always strive to look beyond the surface.